Greetings and salutations, Hotep, peace and blessings, all that good stuff. Uh, may life, liberty, and happiness be unto you. Right. So, as I've been reflecting on my particular journey of awakening, I know that it's not a path that I travel alone. I know there are many others out there, figuring it out, right? But many of us, whether we recognize it or not, are carrying some heavy burdens, burdens of miseducation, historical trauma, and unfortunately, some very seriously distorted self images. But that comes because of the fact that we inherited wounds from centuries of oppression, wounds that shaped our lives and the lives of those who came before us and who passed on some of those wounds, that dysfunction, that miseducation, that misinformation, that they accepted as fact. But here's the fact: we were taught these things by those who had oppressed us, and so it doesn't make sense that your oppressor is going to give you knowledge that can unoppress you, right? So, but here's the truth: we aren't powerless. That's for damn sure. We're not broken beyond repair. We are not. We are descendants, actually, of greatness, and healing is possible for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. But we must teach our children what we were denied. Um, I'm a child. I'm a baby boomer, so they say. These Gen Xers and I don't know all this language that categorize us into these different categories. But anyway, but my generation, I have a passion now because I realized that I went through the majority of my life not really, in tune with what was really going on in the world, in my community, in my life, and in my life. I didn't realize, as Dr. Philippe Matthews always says, ain't nothing wrong with black people. Something happened to black people. So, so I'm thinking that the first step, or the initial step, begins with reacquiring the knowledge that was, withheld from us, hidden from us. We need to start to examine the misinformation we've received all these years and then begin to pursue the truths that can help us to reclaim our identity. Investigate our history, study our history, listen to the wisdom of those elders, the John Hendrik Clarks, the Asa Hilliards, the Francis Cress Welsing, the Thora Neale Hurston, all these people, James Baldwin. I mean, all these, from way back when, man, there's, read the book of The Miseducation of the Negro, and try to frame that knowledge that was from 1925, 26, 1933, actually, when the book was written, I believe. But, we can still frame that around our present conditions, because we are constantly being misdirected, misinformed through media, through music, through television, just so many things. And if you're not paying any attention, if you don't wake up and see what's happening to you, then of course it'll continue to happen to you, and there just won't be any hope for us. But I strongly believe that in time, as we teach those that are going to come after us, try to get them to understand that a lot of this foolishness that goes on today, the stuff we see on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, while there's some good information to be drawn from those platforms, there's just a whole bunch of nonsense out there that really just serves to distract us from what's really going on. So I just wanted to take a moment to, I don't know, just kind of spit that out there for a second. So much more that could be said, but we're going to keep it short, keep it sweet. And so peace and blessings to you, Save the children. Save the children. Save the babies. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope this makes sense to you. Uh, enjoy your night.